here and very overcast, but I'm happy to be with you, warm in the house and about to get making. So I hope you're all well. I hope if you are watching from the UK, you've had a very lovely weekend and Mother's Day. I hope everybody else has had a lovely weekend as well. So today I'm going to be doing some really simple bead stringing with you, but I've got the most beautiful heart toggle clasps. So this is the necklace here that I'm going to be making. You can wear it whichever way round you like. So you could put it like this, using the gorgeous spaces and having that toggle on the back. Or if you want to make a bit of a feature of it, like I've done here, I'm wearing this top. This neckline probably doesn't help. I've just put it on very quickly, but you could wear that as a little bit of a feature at the front. So it's very easy to get on and off because it's a nice size toggle. It's just going to fit through the little heart shape here, and it's really pretty. We've got 6 gorgeous colours for you to choose from, and we've still got the offer on, so it's 20% off your kits. You need to use the code KITS, KITS, at checkout, and you can get that little discount as well. I have put the colours together so it's all one colour. So I've got some gorgeous oval beads and some gorgeous rounds as well. But if you wanted to mix them up, I'll show you them down on the mat, because the colours I've chosen I think would look really lovely together. So there's 3 on kind of a rhodium colourway and 3 on a gold. They look really lovely. So I'm going to say good morning to you all quickly before I take you over to the website. It is a quick make today. Good morning to Tracy. Good morning to Carol. Hello to Francis and Rachel. Good morning to Joanne. Good morning to Anne. Good morning to Teresa. Camille saying good morning. Did you get spoiled for Mother's Day? She hopes everybody else did. I had a really lovely weekend. It was my dad's 70th birthday on Thursday, so that's why I wasn't here with you on Friday, because we went away and surprised him. He thought he was just going away with my mum, and me and my sister and our partners and the children were all there ready to surprise him. It was the most wonderful weekend. So we travelled back yesterday. I did get spoiled though. I got some chocolates, which my little one has eagerly helped me eat, and I got some lovely face creams and things. I did get spoiled. It was a very nice day. I hope you've had a lovely one as well. Good morning to Sally. She says, good morning everybody, hope you're all well. She's in a sunny Torbay. Good morning to Hannah. Good morning to Janice watching in Swansea. Good morning to Debbie. Hello to Mina. She says good morning, and hello to all our Eden friends. I hope you had a lovely Mother's Day, Mina. Oh, Angela's back on the way down to Plymouth. I hope you have a safe journey, my love, and give my best to your dad. Good morning to Anne. Jan says, I've been making the Orbit necklace over the weekend, and I ordered these necklaces last week, ready for today. Didn't know you could order them so early, Jan. Thank you so much. Good morning to Elaine, and Jan's wishing everybody a belated Mother's Day as well, and happy International Women's Day as well for the 8th. I hope you all the ladies out there had a lovely celebration of themselves, and hopefully you've been making some lovely things. Don't forget, you do have that 20% off kits. I think it ends today, it might end tomorrow, but all kits on the website are applicable for that. So I'll take you over to the website now and you can see all the kits that we've got. So we're on totalybeads.co.uk. This is our wonderful website. If I scroll up, it might come across that lovely offer that we've got. So it is 20% off kits. You just have to put that code in. So in terms of your kits, there's all sorts there. I wanted to see if that banner would come across. It was before. Let me go back out. There you go. Jewellery kits, 20% off. Use voucher code KITS. So our kits that we put together, they can be bracelets, earrings, necklaces. We do stitch beading, chainmail, wire work, absolutely all sorts of different techniques. Have a little look in the video tutorial section, either here or here, and you can see all of those things that we put together for you. So this is just what we've been working on the last couple of weeks. Today is the Amy Pearl necklaces. We've got those Brie Peanut bracelets, the Constant Pearl necklace, those gorgeous gemstone heart wire work projects. There's absolutely all sorts. These are just what we've done recently, so the last month. all of those there. But if you know, I really want to get my hands on some bracelets or particular, necklace, you can click in the tutorials by kind section and you can see, well, what kits have we got in accessories, bracelets, Christmas decorations, absolutely all sorts there. You could click into necklaces and you could see all of these things that you might want to make. Honestly, there's just so much. I think there's a technique there that I think everybody can do, and I'm sure there's beads that you all like. There's just loads. So this, for example, is just the necklaces. There's so much stuff in there. But yeah, get that 20% off today. Use that code KITS, KITS. So I'm going to take you into our tutorial today, and it is for the Amy Pearl necklace. So as you can see, I've got 6 lovely colourways for you. You can choose from the black, ivory, lilac, mahogany rose, silver haze or teal. They are £9.99 for your kits today, and you're making up a necklace and a bracelet. So there's plenty in there, and I will show you how they look. So this is your black colourway. So I'm using this gorgeous heart toggle. It's really lovely. It's kind of got a spotted effect to it. Really nice, big, quite chunky size. So I think it works well as a statement necklace. And we've got these lovely little kind of rondelle spaces in between as well. Just to add that extra bit of shape and texture, I'm not just using the rounds today, I'm using the ovals as well. So all of the things that you need will be in your kit. I'm using Tigertail, crimp beads, jump rings, culottes, that gorgeous toggle clasp. You've got the flower rondelle metal beads, you've got your glass pearl oval and glass pearl rounds, and that will be enough to make a bracelet, which is clearly a combination between a bracelet and a necklace. If you want to have a little look at the components, you can scroll down there and you can see them a little bit closer. I will show you them down on the mat as well. These lovely little spacer beads are gorgeous. In terms of what's different in your kits, apart from the colour of your ovals and your glass pearl rounds, they will all be exactly the same components in your kit, just in a different colour. So for this, you're going to be using the kind of antique silver spacers and toggle, and you're going to get those rhodium jump rings, crimp beads and culottes, so they will match and they will all tie in. The other colourways we've got will be exactly the same, but antique gold. So it depends what kind of finish you prefer. I think they do look lovely against the colours that I've picked out, particularly these ivory ones. I've put those with the gold. But if you wanted to buy 2 kits, you could get one in the gold and one in the silver colourway, and then you could mix them up and you can change them about if you want to. I think today I might mix up beads as well, so I might put 2 colours into what I make with you today, and I'll probably do a little necklace. It is a nice, quick, easy project. Something I think which will be lovely over Easter. I think they look a little bit classy having those gorgeous toggles on, because I do think they make a beautiful feature. But you might want to do this with, friends, family, children. It's a really easy make to do. Again, I'm using the ivory and the antique gold in this colourway. They are really, really beautiful, and I love those oval shaped beads as well. They're like little eggs. So in the theme of Easter, this might be a good little Easter make for you. They are 6 by 8 millimeters, those ovals, and I'm using the 6 millimeter rounds as well. So this is your ivory colourway. This one is the lilac. I think it looks gorgeous against this silver. I also think it looks beautiful against the ivory, and it looks lovely with the silver. So as I say, I'll show you them down on the mat so you can see how those colours look together if you wanted to mix and match them. And you can scroll down if you want to see that we're using those beautiful lilac, gorgeous kind of, well, they are lilac, they're kind of pinky and pretty, really lovely, lovely beads. This is the mahogany rose. I love this one. I love it with the antique gold. I mean, you could put this with the silver and rhodium findings if you wanted, but I do think it just looks very luxurious. So you can see all I'm doing is I'm alternating the pattern of those rounds and those ovals. So there will be the same one around each of those flower rondelles. So you can see I've got 2 rounds sitting next to it, and then the next one will be the 2 ovals. So a really easy pattern repeat, but again, you can mix this up and you can change your design if you want to. You could make a much shorter kind of collar length if you wanted, or a longer necklace. This one here is the silver haze. It's beautiful, really, really gorgeous, and had to go with the antique silver. So again, you can scroll down and you can see all the bits and bobs that we've got in that kit for you. So it is £9.99, but if you enter in kits into the basket at checkout, you'll be able to get 20% off. And lastly, we've got this gorgeous teal colour, beautiful kind of, I'd say it's like a rich emerald green, to be honest. Really, really lovely. Again, looking gorgeous against those antique gold colours. And if you want to scroll down, the metal toggle hearts are exactly the same whichever kit you get, they're just different colours. So you've got your measurements there, so it's 21 by 18 millimeters, nice chunky size, and the rondelles are 6 by 3. If you wanted to buy any extras, if you wanted to buy them separately, you most certainly can. You can just add these into your basket as well. You get 15 pieces of the antique gold or silver rondelles. If you were to buy them separate, you'd get 15 pieces in your bag. For a necklace, I'm using 29, only because I want to start off our finish. So I want to finish with the round, and I thought that was a nice length. So you could add extra if you wanted to, or you could add less, and you can change up that design. You can do whatever you want. So £9.99 today for our Amy Pearl jewellery. Comes in 6 different colourways, and do you make the most of that offer. You might as well. Why wouldn't you want 20% off? So I'm going to head back into the comment section, just check I've not missed anything. If you've got any questions, please drop me a comment. You can pop a Q in front of your question and I can easily identify it. You could put T if you wanted to give me a tip. Not like a monetary tip, like I've got a suggestion for that. You can just tell me what the weather's like, tell me what you've been making, tell me how your weekend is, tell me where you're watching from. So good morning to Anne, good morning to Jan, good morning to Elaine, good morning to Joanne. Mina said she had a fab Mother's Day. Bit of a food shop. I did a food shop as well. And then she had lunch at the pub. Son got her a lovely bottle of perfume. That's lovely. Good morning to Kath. Speaking of mummies, how are you doing? Good morning to Yolanda. She says, good morning. Happy Monday. I don't like this time change. I like it better when you're on at 5 in the morning here in Michigan instead of 6, but I'm glad to be here. So depending on where you're watching from, the clocks and time zones slightly change, don't they, in terms of time difference. So I apologise, Yolanda, that where you're watching from is a slightly later time. We are always on at 10 a.m. UK time. Obviously, that varies from wherever you're watching in the world, but for us, it's always 10. Sheila says, good morning, Natalie and everybody. Good morning to Angel. She's hoping everyone's okay. So she doesn't know what the weather's doing. She hasn't looked out yet. She's just fell out of bed. It's just so cold here. Honestly, it's like, I think technically spring starts here on the 20th, and flowers are starting to come out a little bit, but the weather just seems so very wintry. Good morning to David. Oh, Mina's got a wedding fair in June, so she's going to get some kits in white to make. I would suggest the ivory if you're looking at the Amy bracelet and necklace, Mina. I think they would be very lovely for a wedding. Gorgeous for bridesmaid gifts as well, because you've got that heart toggle. I think that would be really, really lovely, and there's a lot of colours there, so you could maybe even make bridesmaids jewellery. Angel says happy Mother's Day to all the mums here. She says she had a fab day yesterday and her eldest came up to visit. That's lovely. Good morning to Lisa. Yeah, Mina, she says the black and silver would look great. I will show you them on the mat and I'll just swap them around so you can see what the colours look like together if you want to get a little bit of, make the most of that offer if you want to multi-buy on the kits. Good morning, Barbara. She says, woohoo, I'm able to watch live. So excited. Hello, everyone. Hello, my lovely. Oh yeah, Angela's loving the combination with the ivory colour. Good morning to Phoenix. Good morning to Judith. Good morning to Anastasia. I hope you're well. Thank you for joining me. And good morning to Shelley. So that's the admin done. I've showed you the website. I've showed you the kits. I've reminded you about that offer. 20% off all kits when you put kits in at the checkout. KITS. Just add it at the end when it says like voucher code or whatever. So let me take you down on the mat and let me show you these. They are really straightforward to make. So yeah, the black and the silver would look gorgeous together if you wanted that monochrome look. Anastasia says, I love to use a toggle. They're much easier to be used. They're really gorgeous, these ones as well. They're nice and large. So you've got that lovely, large, long toggle. Sometimes when you're using toggles, you need a little bit of extra length. So say, for example, I was doing pearl knotting and I was using a toggle clasp. I might want to use some little spacers rather than a large pearl or whatever I'm using close up to that toggle, because it needs to be able to lay flat to get inside your O shape. So you can see here, because the way we've strung these beads on, I can fit all the beads through. So that would be another way of wearing it. If you wanted to make this longer, you could have that as a feature, but there's no problem in getting that toggle. It's nice and secure. It's not going to come off when you wear it, but it's really easy to get in and out that hole to open and close. And it's nice to have jewellery that is accessible and easy to wear. So, if you struggle with little clasps. I do love a lobster clasp, like a lobster claw, but I do find sometimes it can be a little bit fiddly and tricky. These are really nice and easy to open up and to wear. So I do think the silver and the black would look particularly gorgeous together. But if I bring in the other silver combination here, which is this gorgeous lilac-y pink, those together with the silver, I think would look absolutely gorgeous. Do bear with me, I'm getting notifications. I apologise if you can hear my computer binging away. But again, I think they would look gorgeous together. So you've got those three on the silver rhodium colourways. You've got the black, the lilac and the silver haze. On the gold, they just look so different. I just think these look just so rich. Let me move those up a little bit. So you've got this beautiful ivory colour. And again, you could put those quite happily with the silver findings if you wanted to make that a little bit cooler. I think they would look stunning together, and I think I may mix them up a little bit today. I might use both of those colours. I also think that these would look lovely together. This has got kind of a regal vibe. Even do maybe like a multi-row with that, I think would look really gorgeous. The possibilities are endless. Obviously, I've got the different coloured metals in these, but just having a play about and seeing how they look. They are really, really gorgeous. Now, the beads that I'm using, you've got these stunning oval shapes. They're like little eggs. So if I take a couple out, you can see we've got those lovely shapes there. They are the glass pearls, so they do come in beautiful colours, but your colours in your kits are going to be perfectly matching. So this is one of the rounds and these are the ovals. So you can see in the ivory colourway here, they are exactly the same shape and different shape, but the same tone and colour. So you can see in the mahogany ones, sometimes you can get beads, and if you get a different size, even if they're the same colour, name. They can sometimes be slightly different in tone, but these are an absolute perfect match. They would look nice with like little earrings as well if you've got some earring hooks, but you're going to get plenty in your kit, so you'll be able to make a necklace and a bracelet. So it would look like this if you were wearing it as a bracelet. Or you could do whatever you wanted in terms of the style of that necklace. As I say, because you've got that gorgeous heart toggle, I like to wear mine at the front. You could put it on to the side, so you could, still have access to that clasp, but wear it kind of, let's move them out the way. You could wear it this way round and have it as a side feature, wear it at the front as a statement, or at the back of your neck as normal. You could do whatever you like with this. Good morning, Shelley. Joanne says those colours look so vibrant and rich. They really do. I mean, look at them together. Oh, gorgeous. So I'm going to have a little play about today. I think I am going to use 2 of the colours just because I can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Tigertail, which will be in your kit. I'm going to use about 50 centimetres of the Tigertail. Sometimes if I'm just trying to gauge the size, I will just hold it around my neck, and I'll see what length I want it to kind of sit at, and just add a little bit extra. I like to add a little bit extra just so it gives me something that I can grip onto when I've got my findings, and I can just trim off that excess that I don't need. Now, if you're unsure of your design, my tip for doing a necklace, if you're playing about, you might have a little bead board, and if you get your bead board, you can, in fact I do have a bead board, so let me go and get it. We sell these on Totally Beads. So if you wanted to add one of these to your basket, they are brilliant. And in fact, I'm going to bring myself up just so you can see this. So they come in different sizes, and you can see we've got this lovely groove in the middle, so we can place our necklace and we can see what length we're working to. But it also has these really handy compartments, so I might pop my findings in there, I might put my ovals in there, my rounds in there, and then I can just pick up as I go. So these are really good for designing. They're also really good for traveling when you're on the go, and they do have a little plastic lid that you can kind of keep it covered. And also if you're halfway through a project like me and then you end up making something else, they're great to just keep those design ideas laying flat, and you can stack them up against each other. So these are always a good purchase if you want to get them. But what I would say is I would probably lay them out and kind of play about with the design that I wanted. For example, if I'm using 2 colours of the beads, I might want to kind of mix them up. And that way you can kind of plan out your design. Alternatively, you can work from the inside of your necklace, and then whatever I add onto one side, I can add on to the other, and I can design it that way. So I've got that good visual. If you know exactly how you're going to be designing it, so for example, if I was going to do this design, so if you get your kits and you want to do it exactly like me, then I can start from one end, add in my culotte and crimp bead on, and then just work on threading and beading as I wish. So I'm going to take my Tigertail. I love using Tigertail. It is a wire, it's nylon coated wire, so it's really, really strong. It's got a lovely kind of shape to it. It will give you the movement in your necklace, but it will also kind of, you don't need to kind of run threads back through. You can use whatever beading material that you want to, but this will be in your kit. So I'm just going to start off with attaching my culotte and my crimp beads. So to do that, I'm just going to add my culotte onto the end. I slide this on first, and I want it facing upwards, so I want those little kind of eyelets, holes, kind of facing up towards the top, because that's what I'm going to be able to attach my jump ring and my toggle clasp to at the end. Once I've got that on, I'm just going to slide on 2 crimp beads. So I'm always double crimp because I just feel it's a little bit safer. If one never closes quite properly, then the other one will still hold it in place. So to not waste the tiger tail, what I do is I slide up my crimp bead right to the very end, and I just press it down. You don't need too much force with them. Then slide the next one right up next to it and press that down. So you can see now they are flat and they are holding that tiger tail. That's not coming off. It's stuck fixed in position. And then I'm just going to slide up my culotte and fold it over with my fingers. And then with my pliers, gently, I'm just going to press it down so that is fully closed. So this end bit looks like a little bead in itself. And those little holes are perfectly lined up so I can get my jump ring through. Phoenix is saying you'll flip to the left, to the right like a mirror. It's my camera, so it's just giving me mirror image. That's why when I'm always fixing my necklace or whatever, it takes me a little while to get used to what you see. So now I've put my culotte on, I can just start stringing, really, really straightforward. So I'm going to start off with one of the rounds, and I'm just going to take my tiger tail and slide that on up so it comes right up to the end of that little culotte. And then I'm going to add my oval on. And then I'm going to put on my gorgeous little flower rondelle. So if you can see this, it's got beautiful little flowers. They're very delicate. There's little flowers running all the way around the edge. Gives it a beautiful shape, and it's got this antiqued finish to it, so it really brings out the detail on those because it's got that kind of darker patinaed effect on them, as does your gorgeous heart and toggle. So that will just make all those bits really stand out lovely. So then I'm just sliding on my lovely little rondelle spacer, and then I'm going to repeat that but in reverse. So I'm then going to put my oval on, and then my round, and then my spacer. So I'm putting 2 beads a spacer, 2 beads a spacer. But what you'll see is as I'm repeating this pattern, so now it's the round, and then the oval, what will happen is I will start to have 2 of the ovals which kind of surround the little rondelle, and then 2 of the rounds surrounding the little rondelle. So I will literally just be repeating that pattern. Oval, round, spacer, round, oval, spacer. Oval, round pearl, spacer, round pearl, oval, spacer. So it couldn't be any easier, and you'll see you'll be able to make this necklace in about 10 minutes, and even less time for your bracelet. All I would do with the bracelet is I would have a little look in terms of the length that I wanted to do, and as I say, I like to finish as a start, so I like to start and finish with the round. Anastasia says I have 2 regular bead boards and 1 small travel bead board and 2 bracelet boards, but I like yours because it looks like it will have a top to it. Just ordered a bamboo bead board. That sounds amazing. So yeah, just keep playing about with it. If you do want to change up your design and you are wanting to add some extra colours, I obviously haven't done my samples like that because I've just been making what you would get directly in your kit. But I'm just gonna add in some different colours to see what that looks like. So you could alternate the beads. So you could just maybe use all of the ovals in one colour. Shall we have a little look how, let's just play around. It might not be one I keep, but just to play around with the design. So I could still do the same in terms of that pattern repeat, but I could change up the colours by adding the rounds, in this example, in the ovary, in the in the ivory. It's because I'm looking at eggs. So I've still got the two, and then the two with the oval. I'm just change that colour up. Adding on my spacer, and then my little oval is just gonna sit next to the other one. It looks slightly different because obviously I've got those opposing colours there. If I do this a little bit more, you get the idea of how that will look. So it's really straightforward to just slide my pearls on. So if you are playing about with the design, as I say, I would start from the middle and then work my way out, and then you've got that kind of symmetry on both sides. Just want to add two on there. But you're going to get plenty of beads and plenty of your spacers, so you can change up your design how you wish. Do love these colours together. Or if you wanted to, you could alternate, so you could use two of the ivory or two of one colour, and then two of the other colour. Phoenix says, I've got two beadsmith ones, a bracelet traveller and the same necklace one, but I love the Bead Buddy Junior. It's even better and very secure closing. It has a necklace guide in it you can use or not. So there's loads of different things to help you, plan your design and keep your work stored. It's not a necessity. When I put these together, I didn't use the design board, but I've got a make which I'm doing in a couple of weeks, and I have used it for that because I'm doing kind of an ombre effect. So I wanted to play around with the tone of and the colour of the beads that I'm using, and I also wanted to play around with the number of the beads to kind of get that graduated look. So you could do whatever you wanted. There's loads of different ways in kind of positioning this together. I'm just going to use a little section, all of one here, and then I will work my way back up, I think copying that pattern. So if I wanted this to be the centre, I could lay my beads like this and then just copy going back up the order to create that symmetry. So as I say, it's not a necessity. And if you are using just one of the kits, you're not mixing those colours, then you'll find it really easy to just do that pattern repeat, just ensuring that you've got those ovals sitting next to the spacer and the rounds. But you do whatever you want to. This is just a suggestion. So I would just lay it up kind of against each other so I can see what I'm doing to work backwards. Really straightforward, just stringing them on. So it's a nice project to do with little ones. Nice for Easter, I think, having those shapes. But as Mina says, they make good wedding jewellery as well. Phoenix is asking, are the spacers the same or are there two sizes? No, they're exactly the same. They're all the same size. And they've all got this lovely pattern on them. You can get them in the silver or you can get them in the gold, depending on which kit that you choose. So again, just going to lay it next to each other and see what I've done there. That's why I've confused myself. I put my spacer on instead of the bead. So I've been doing it where I've always got two beads together. And hopefully I'll have enough to run back up. And Mina's saying, I think you've missed this spacer. Have I just corrected it? I say it's because I'm just playing around with the design. Have I missed one there? Yeah, that should be white, shouldn't it? You do what you want. But I love the shape of those little ovals. I think they're really nice. I think, you know, as straightforward and easy as this project is in regards to, you know, just simple bead stringing, having not just a contrast of the colours if you did want to mix up your kits, but also having those little spacer rondelles and the two different shapes, so the rounds and the ovals, I think just gives a really lovely kind of textured piece, and it can make something look a little bit more special. But it is really the most basic technique. So I'm just working my way back up now. You'll have enough in your kit to make a bracelet as well, if you want to do a little bracelet. So what happens is I put together the necklace and then I told Simon at the warehouse, you know, how many components I used. So I said for the spacer rondelles, I'd be using 29 on this particular design, on the designs that are up on the website on your kits. I said I'll be using 30 round pearls and 30 of the ovals, the 6x8s. And he said, well, given the fact that we're going to have some left over, can we make a bracelet as well? And I said, yeah, absolutely. So he's just put in those extra findings for you. So good price little kit today for £9.99. You're getting your necklace and a bracelet, and that 20% off using code KITS is also valid. Oh, have I missed a pearl again? Someone saying you've missed a pearl. Have I? It looks all right. I've gone blind, pearl blind, Can't see, they're too shimmery. Have I fixed it? Have I messed it up? Lisa's asking what length necklace does it make? I'll measure at the end, and obviously if you want to make it longer, you can just add more in. If you want to make it smaller, you can do. So I will measure that for you now. Have I missed a pearl? Did I correct it? Like, it's the easiest project to do, and then I've just caught myself off guard by just changing it up and winging it on the live. So I'd want to start as I finished. So I'd want to put, I've done this a little bit smaller, I think, than the samples that I've put together. That looks the same to me. I've sorted it, thank you. Okay, so let me get one out for you that's finished, and I'll measure that for you now. So, in inches, it is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 inches in this design, which in centimetres would be 55, which is quite large. If I bring myself up, it sits here. Let me just move that. So you can make that smaller if you want to, and you can wear it however you like. It does, because it's got that tiger tail in it, it does give a lovely shape to it. Anastasia's asking what type of pearl are they? They are glass pearls, Anastasia. So they come in an array of beautiful colours and sizes, and they are cheaper than your freshwater pearls and Akoya pearls and things like that, but they give a really beautiful luster and finish. So you've got your round pearls, which are, you know, the round glass pearls, which are 6mm in size, and the ovals are 6x8 in terms of your size. Okay, so now I've finished my design, and I have used one less spacer than I have done on my other design, so it might sit a little bit smaller. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get that curve in the necklace. So I'm going to position it kind of how I'd like it to kind of sit. And what that's going to do is it's going to give my tiger tail, you know, the right position, and all my beads are going to make sure that they're all close up. If I've got them spread out like this and then I put my culotte on, they're going to be moving around. So I want to make sure that they're all nice up close to each other. And then I'm going to get my culotte and I'm going to put it on like I did before. So I'm just going to slide it right down, and I want those little ends facing upwards. I'm now going to pop on my first crimp bead. And the only way that I do this different from the start is before I slid it right up to the end. Now I want it to go right down to the pearl. So I've got my curve in position. I've got my culotte close down to that last pearl. And then I've popped my crimp bead inside, if you can see there. And I'm just going to come in with my pliers and I'm just going to fasten that down. So I'm just flattening it like I did before. That's going to hold that tiger tail in place. But now I'm going to add an extra one on just to double crimp. So the next crimp bead slides on and it falls right down to the bottom. So it's sitting close to that last crimp bead. And I'm doing exactly the same, giving it a little flatten. And then all I need to do is take that excess tiger tail and trim it off Let me use these cutters instead. So I'm trimming off that excess, and then I'm just going to close over the clot. I firstly do it with my fingers just so I can check it's lined up. There will be a natural fold in your clot, so if I get one out here, you've already got that natural bend, so that little hole is at the bottom of it. So it is just kind of like a little clamshell. I'm just going to fold it over. Sometimes if you get them, and I don't really feel like Totally Beads do them where they're fully flat, they've already got that precision bend in there for you. But sometimes when you're folding them up and they're completely laying flat, it can be a little bit hard if you don't bend it in exactly the right place to line those up. You can open it up again, so you can see I've closed it there, and then I can just prise it open. But once that bends in, the bend's kind of in it, and it's going to kind of remember that shape. Also, obviously, the more we're opening and closing this, the more of a weakness we will put on that little hinge. So I just tend to close it over with my fingers first, check I'm happy, and then any pair of pliers, your chain nose will do. I'm just going to put a just gentle little bit of pressure onto the outside of that. So if I use my chain nose, it might show a bit better. And that will just close it over and get those bits nicely lined up. If it is slightly out of kilter, like it's slightly off to the side, then you can kind of squeeze it round a little bit just to line them up again. But I just want this to kind of fully close, and then those little holes will be sitting in the same position. Now I'm going to get my jump rings, and you'll have jump rings in your kit which are 6 by 1. So the thickness is 1mm and the outside circumference is 6. But you could use a smaller one if you wanted to. I'm just going to open that up and then hook it through the clot, and then pick which side of the toggle that I want. So using this gorgeous heart, which is acting as the O on the toggle, sliding that on, and then I'm just going to close that jump ring up. So I opened it up by opening it towards me. Now I'm just going to move it away from me, give it a little wiggle if need be, just make sure that's fully closed. And the same on the other side. So to open up, I'm taking my pliers, I'm getting as much surface area and purchase on that as I can, and I'm just going to give it a little turn towards me, only by a few millimeters. It doesn't have to be anything major, but I'm opening it towards me and closing it away from me, because it will create this perfect circle. If I open it up outwards, which is a lot more difficult to do, it will eventually start to distort that shape, and you might find it doesn't close perfectly. And if you've got a little gap between these two parts of the jump ring, you might find that it slips off. So we want it nice and closed. So I'm sliding on the clot, sliding on the O, the bar rather, of the toggle, and again just give it a little turn away from me. Now if I take it slightly past the point where those two bits meet, when I let go, it should spring perfectly close. Good morning, Trish, I hope you're well. And that is how easy it is to do this necklace, just straightforward bead stringing. I quite like those colours mixed. I think if I'd have done it with a little bit more preparation and planning, I'd have made a little extra one of the bottom section here. I do like working in odd numbers, and I'd have probably changed up a little bit in terms of the design, but you can get an idea of what those colours look like mixed. And if I pop it on for you, bear in mind I have made this a little bit smaller. Oh, there you go. So it just sits really, really nicely. You can wear it whichever way you want. If you want that heart toggle to be more of a feature, then I think it looks gorgeous that way too. Obviously, if you did want to wear it this way round, you might want to add in those extra colours if you're mixing your colours up. Or you could even wear it at the side and have your toggle facing that way round. You could do whatever you want, but you can see how easy it is for me here to just get it on and off. It's a really lovely, not just a design feature having the toggle like that, but I think it just helps in terms of ease of putting it on. So I'll take you back over to the website very quickly. We are doing the Amy pearl necklace today. They are glass pearls. We've got two different shapes of your pearl. You've got your ovals, which are 6x8, and you've got your glass pearl rounds, which are 6mm. We've got the lovely rondelle spaces in there and the gorgeous big, very stylish, I think, toggle heart clasp. I don't think I've used these clasps before. So, you know, using those little flower rondelles in, I think it just brought out the kind of spotted effect really on the clasp and just tied it in together. We've got a black, an ivory, a lilac, a mahogany rose, a silver haze and a teal. They're either on antique silver and rhodium findings or antique gold in terms of your jump rings, your clots, your crimp beads and your clasp. And they are £9.99 today. But we do have the wonderful offer on as well in regards to the kits. So make the most of that. Jewellery kits, 20% off. Can we go back one? There you go, 20% off using this voucher code KITS, KITS, in capital letters. Will get you 20% off all of our kits, and have a little look in the video tutorial section to see what kits that we have that you might like to play with. Let me stop sharing my screen. Nearly disabled my camera then. Lisa says very pretty. Phoenix says perfect size. Jan says pretty. Angel likes it, and so does Yolanda. I hope you do too. Thank you so much for being with me today. I think the offer, I don't know whether it finishes today or it finishes tomorrow, but make the most of it while you can. As I say, it goes on any of the kits, not just these that we've been doing today. So if you think, you know, they're lovely in a mix of colours, or I'd like to kind of layer them up, multi-layer, then, you know, you can get that multi-buy and save yourself that little discount. Joanne says, beautiful make, beautiful colours. Last Mother's Day gift, I think. Have a fabulous day. That's lovely. Yeah, they do make perfect Mother's Day gifts. I know in the UK that we've just had Mother's Day, but I think in the US it is June. Am I right? Because you've got those lovely oval shaped beads as well. To me, they remind me of little eggs, so I think they'd be lovely for Easter. But you could wear them all year round. You can, you know, wear them with a blouse, wear them with a jumper, whatever you want. Sally says, very pretty, thank you. Rachel's giving me hearts. Mina saying, offer ends today. Had an email from TB this morning. We did, Mina, but I think we might be able to persuade Simon for an extra day, but make the most of it. It's not going to last long. Don't miss out on that. I'm going to be back with you on Friday. What am I making Friday? Could be earrings. I think it could be earrings. But please come and join me if you can. I hope you all have a really, really lovely week, and I will see you soon. Take care, everyone.